We are the Ogle family. I'm Ian, it's my wife Shirley, and my son Jack. Week 2 of the trial. It's going well. We've started off.
We're in week 4 now.
Week 4 now, is it? Week 4. Time flies. First week, quite an eye-opener. How much food we actually throw away. How much you can actually recycle without thinking about it.
We went week 1. It was about approximately £12 in weight, the food wasted. That wasn't just the likes of fruit and veg. Inevitably you're going to have the perishables that you have to throw away, but we didn't compost the first week. Also in that week there was a lot of stuff that I cleared out of the freezer, things that were out of date, that kind of thing, that you just sort of put in the back of the freezer. Week 2 we did improve a lot. The shopping, the food bill in week 1 was approximately £85 just for food. Week 2 we went down to about £75 because I wasn't just buying for the sake of buying, just because of the bog-offs in the supermarkets. I also am now starting to buy the likes of fruit and veg, not just in the one shop. I'm buying it once, twice, 3 times a week, just as and when we require it. Otherwise we end up throwing it out. Again, the waste in week 2 went down from £12 to £3.50. Week 3 the waste food went down to £2.50 and the shopping bill went down to £72. We are now in week 4. Currently there is nothing in our food caddy. We are composting pretty much everything that we can. You name it, we compost it, if it's compostable of course, but there's nothing in our food caddy this week at all.
The cashews started off tricky to master. We have that currently working. It's a bit of a faff. And I think it's going to take quite a long time before anything actually does compost down with the bokashi. It's a very, very slow process.
I find the bokashi is quite smelly as well. I don't like it inside the house.
We leave it out by the back door.
As soon as you take the lid off, I mean when the lid's on it's fine, but as soon as you take the lid off there is an odour and I don't want it in the house because of that. But we are still using it though.
That's working. We're looking at probably increasing the size of the compost bin because I don't think it's going to last much more than 6 to 8 months, I think. So looking for the bigger size one, which we've sorted, I think. But everything else is going well.
Yeah, definitely improved. Last week we didn't even have to put our bin out.
No, it's still
that's the main aim, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think the main thing now is to look at the rest of the contents of the bin being plastics and cardboard, which currently in this part of the borough it isn't collected, and I think that's should be the next stage to take out. Then we'll probably be down to maybe once every 3 weeks for a collection.
Yeah, any discount on the council tax.
Hello there, this is the Hepburns from South Tyneside for the Waste Not Want Not programme. This is Rosie, I'm Mark, this is Emily, and this is my wife Deborah, and we're taking part in the programme for 6 weeks. This is our second video shoot, the first one being at the actual start of the project thing in Gateshead. In terms of like actual waste not want what in terms of food, we'll come across a few things now, which is like in terms like positive things and negative things in terms of like how we buy stuff, in terms of pricing the food and whatnot, and actually planning with food shopping expeditions if you like, and in terms of saving money as well. So I'll go there.
The waste that we've weighed is 6.5 kilos over the 2 weeks.
So it's quite a bit really. Like I don't know. I thought it might be more actually, but like in terms of like when you first start the programme and that, but it's still quite a bit once you start putting the caddy as well, because the caddy just tend to fill up quite quick really. Once like potato peelings and stuff like that, carrots and that, and then obviously some of the wasted food from your actual meal as well.
Actually saved between £10 and £20 a week on shopping from the first week to the second week. But I have to say a couple of the things that we did try were buying cheaper brands instead of sticking to the brand that we normally use. So there would have been a cost saving there, but probably this week I wouldn't stick to the cheaper brands because there was wastage with them.
Like some of the cheaper brand stuff, really, in terms of like meat products, sausages and stuff like that. Sometimes the lower price sausages don't seem to, sounds daft, but they just don't taste the same. So in that respect, because we bought some cheap sausages which were like, I don't know, £1 for 10 or something, and we ended up chucking most of them away. I think Emily was the only one who liked them, and she only had 2, so the rest got wasted. Such like as well the soups, tins of soup. I know that we should try and make my own soup, but some of the cheaper brands that the shops have as well. Obviously, you look at like the major brands and all that, then they seem to have a much better taste. So a lot of the soup stuff and that as well, wasted. We actually chose the composter. We actually chose the composter, and it's really easy to use. Just a case of digging up your soil and all that, and then just plonk it in, and basically from like the food waste, more or less straight in. Once it's been in the caddy, once we weighed it in the caddy and all that, in terms of your potato skins, your carrots and all that, we even started putting in actually over stuff as well from the carpet, because it's like wool carpet. So we're putting that in as well, and it's just like, it's pretty simple and easy to use.
So I'm going to empty this full compost caddy into here. It's a combination of sort of scraps and stuff that we didn't get eaten, which has rotted or started to rot. I've actually been inspired to build my own composting system. Got a 3-stage system. It's a bit more effective than the black bins, because the problem is with the black bin is you can't turn the compost, so it just sort of sits there for a while. So I've ripped up the old decking and made compost bins from it. The stuff we put in here is all raw. Nothing. We don't put anything cooked in here, and because it's been funny weather recently, we've had a lot of grass clippings. And I've also discovered that if you put too many grass clippings in, it gets very slimy. But I've got loads of old brown cardboard in the garage, and apparently you shred that up and mix that in with the grass clippings, and that stops it from getting slimy. So that's worked well. But we have got a mouse, but you know, it's waste, so you can have some as well if you want. Okay, so in the first week, I think we threw out almost £4 of food, or certainly food waste, which we were very shocked about. It was slightly less in the second week. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but I think probably because we became slightly more conscious of it in the second week. But we were certainly shocked by the amount, definitely.
Okay, we've saved about 50 quid, I think, because we've really had to change the way that we shop. I used to get a weekly delivery from an organic veg box company, but we've had to stop that because we were just getting the weekly delivery, and there was we had too much waste because we weren't using all the fruit and veg. And I also used to do an internet shop, and I was chucking out a lot of the stuff from the internet shop because the sell-by dates were quite recent, and I had to start going into the supermarket and choosing the food myself that had longer sell-by dates on them. So in that way we've saved quite a bit of money, because we're buying as we go, and we're not buying the veg boxes each week. And I didn't like doing it at first. Because I didn't like old food and food scraps hanging around the kitchen, so I wasn't keen on sort of I wanted to have the food waste gone, like away from the kitchen. So it's good having the caddy, because we can just put it outside the kitchen door. So I feel as if I have thrown it away, it's not sort of hanging around the kitchen, so that's been a lot better. And I feel more able to sort of use the scraps and get rid of them in the correct way, rather than putting in the normal refuge bin. Well, yeah, I think I've just learned how to make things out of leftovers and things. I think we've had a couple of omelettes and a few sort of.
I think I've just made a veg curry, and I've made it with some of the veg I would probably have thrown out normally just because it was a bit wilted and wrinkly, but I've actually cooked it and it's fine. There's nothing the matter with it. It just doesn't look that great.
And you put carrots into water as well, didn't you, to make them sort of rehydrate again? They came back a little bit better, the carrots.
Yeah.
And I think we've been storing the food better as well. We've been storing things in the right compartments of the fridge and putting them in brown paper bags to make them last a bit longer, certain foods.
Taking the plastic wrapper off things like peppers and things.
Yeah, so they don't sweat. So